stir-fried quinoa. I'm really excited because it tastes really freaking good. So I'm gonna just jump right in like I always do. I have all my ingredients right behind me. I don't have a wok, but I do have a Dutch oven that I like to use. And this is beautiful for really virtually anything. So we're just gonna heat her up, let her get nice and warm on like a medium low heat. So once we start adding veggies, things are gonna be on and popping, okay? Because there's no time to waste. So I got a cutting board and a very sharp cutting knife. I'm just trying to decide what cutting knife I really truly want. And the one I want is actually right here. Look at that beauty. She needs to be a little bit sharper like she used to be, but she does the job. So I like to use wooden cutting boards because plastic gets in your food and we just don't do BPAs here. So the first thing I personally like to start with is washing all the vegetables. In this recipe, I'm gonna be having some broccoli, some carrots, some cabbage. It looks a little sad because it's been sitting in the fridge waiting for me to use her. Some shallot, spring onions, because you know it's not Asian if we don't got the spring onions. And I'm also going to be adding some lion's mane mushroom. I got a green pepper right here too. And a little bit of lemon juice. I don't have soy sauce, but it's okay. You know, you would use soy sauce or coconut aminos, tamarind, miso, whatever flavor you prefer. And a little bit of grapeseed oil. I was gonna do no oil, but then I was like, whatever, I'm gonna just do it. Got some garlic, a little bit of maple syrup, some salt because I don't have soy sauce, and the star of the show, our quinoa. So this quinoa is cold because I had it sitting in the fridge waiting for me to use her, and now I'm finally ready. So we're gonna start with washing our veggies. You should really do this like as soon as you get home from the store and like you're putting it away. But you know, time management and Alyssa, we are working on it. We're working on our relationship, okay? And we're gonna get there one day. Just not today. So we're gonna wash our broccoli. And let's say you really like to use broccoli a lot. I would always recommend saving the stems because you can actually steam them or chop them up into really small pieces, and it's edible still. Like it still has all the same vitamins and nutrients as the flowerets. So this stem is like really thick. She is thick. And that could be a whole extra meal. So I'm also going to be using all the spring onions just because I have them on hand and they're best when they're fresh, and these, as you can see, aren't fresh. You know, just like I said, time management and Alyssa, we're working on it. We're working on our relationship, and that's all we can do for now. And I'm gonna wash the remainder of my carrot. I just put a little bit of carrots. I like to shred them to make it easier to like just mix in with the meal. And the first thing I'm gonna chop up is my garlic and my shallot. So shallot, I don't know which is the right terminology. I just say what I know. Oh shoot, here we go. There we go, now you can see what I'm doing. So I also am gonna get like a grater, a cheese grater, like this one, to grate my carrots and my ginger. There's like a different grater you're supposed to use for ginger, but I don't own one of those and I don't even remember what it's called. I have like this chef friend that lives in Florida, and when we were making, he likes to make Asian food a lot. I don't remember, I think we were making stir fry that time too. He showed me what it was, but I don't recall the name. It's like this little white looking plate, and you just rub the ginger on there and it just starts to become like a paste, because ginger has like really fine fibers that like some technical cooking stuff. So with the shallot, I found like I've been cooking with this for the past like week, and I only use it like 2 other times. The skin is kind of annoying to take off, but if you really think about it, this is the same thing as the insides. Like the skin won't hurt you. It's really not a big deal if it doesn't all come off. It's more like for aesthetic purposes in my mind, but maybe I'm wrong and that's just my opinion. And we're just gonna chop it up into really like thin little pieces, because you want it to kind of just blend with everything else. And this is gonna be one of the first things we put into the pan with our garlic and our ginger. So I'm just gonna chop, 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 chop. If you don't like shallot, you could also just use onions. So you could do like white, yellow onions, sweet onions. Another thing I really loved in the stir fry when I made it the first time was bean sprouts. But I used them all, and then there's like no markets near me that sell it. I actually found it in this place upstate called Matter of Health, and I fell in love in their market. Can't wait to go back. And, oh my god, I'm dying. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Ooh, I do have a cough because, you know, change of season. And we're just gonna take, I like garlic like a lot. Some people don't like to use garlic. I think it's just a matter of preference. Also, just like if you do research on garlic, I haven't taken the time to do it because it's too much work, guys, too much work. There's too much things to research, too many things to know. And, you know, I feel like that's what most people do. They just do what they know. Until I feel compelled to research it, I will do it. But for now, I will be using garlic every time I cook because I enjoy the flavor. And I don't cook often. I like to eat a lot more raw dishes than most. So I'm just gonna smash her up. And that's how you speed up the process of removing the skin. Because you could always leave it whole and just like peel it with your fingers, but that is so tedious. And my pan is getting warm. So you want to mince your garlic into really teeny tiny pieces, because garlic is like one of those things, like if you get a really big chunk, it's kind of spicy. So you want it to blend with everything else, right, in the dish. So just chop, 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 chop. I don't know if there's like a certain way you're supposed to mince food. This is just how I do it, and in my opinion, it works perfectly fine. You know, why change what's not broken? I mean, yeah, maybe I can learn a faster way to do it, but it's like, how much faster can you really do this? You just keep chopping till it's little fine pieces. I don't know. I'm not a chef. Not yet. I just like cooking. All right. I'm going to do this one more time. I like to just, you know, put in a little pile, then go horizontal, vertical, until I feel like the pieces are small enough for whatever it is I'm making. Because sometimes I like chunky garlic in my meal. Like when I'm making like garlic bread. Maybe I should do that as a recipe. You guys let me know if you like want to learn how to make garlic bread from scratch. And now we get some ginger. This is organic ginger, and she is a beauty because usually they only give you like little teeny tiny pieces. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? So we're gonna go on the small side and just grate her up. For this recipe, like the amount I'm cooking, I'm gonna do about 1 inch of ginger. Because remember, anything you cook, it's all about the flavor. So if you're missing flavor, you don't add different spices or herbs or vegetables that have like a very distinct flavor, your meal is going to be lacking. And people are gonna be like, I don't like vegan food. But it's just people. Don't forget the flavor. Like, come on, why are you doing this? Why are you acting like you don't know what's up? I'm pretty sure you soak your meat, you marinate your meat. Like, do the same with your vegetables. Season it up. Show some. Careful not to catch your skin as well, because you don't want to be serving anybody blood, right? The point of vegan is no animal products. Okay, I'm done. I guess this little teeny tiny part, I'll just mince it like I did the garlic. Ginger's another one of those things, like if you eat a whole piece, it's kind of spicy, but I like the spice. It gives me like a boost of energy. And maybe it's just me, I don't know. All right, almost done, almost done. And then at this point, we're gonna pour in like a tablespoon of oil. Let's say you're going oil free, right? You can do water instead of oil and just put in the garlic, the shallot, and the ginger. And you know, so it's gonna cook the same way. Instead of like frying it in the oil, it will just steam it in the water. That's all. That's how I cooked it the first 2 times, and it came out really good. Like there wasn't a big difference besides the fact that it didn't have any oil. But I am personally trying to keep my weight up, so today we're using oil. All right, this is very warm, so I am going to put a little teeny tiny bit of my grapeseed oil. Now, to stay in the Asian family, like that flavor. Oh, she's ready. You hear her popping and crackling. I would highly recommend to use sesame seed oil or peanut oil, right? Sesame seed oil or peanut oil. And guys, you know why I'm fried? Because I didn't cut anything else up. And I'm already throwing in stuff and it smells good. All right, we're gonna put in the ginger. We're gonna let that do its this thing. It's a lot of ginger. That's how I like it. All right, and then we're gonna throw in the rest of our shallot. You know what? She's a little crispy, and I dropped some of it in the stove. That always happens to me. I'm always dropping like pieces of food back there. All right. There's gonna be little pieces of garlic in my stuff because she's kind of burned, but it's okay. It smells really good. All right. Next up, okay. I'm gonna just grate directly over the pan in the big one. My carrot. Just get her in there. Because, you know, carrot is one of those things that is like really crunchy. So sometimes people don't like that crunch and they can only eat cooked carrots. I'm not one of those people, but I get it. It can be a little frustrating. So I'm just dumping her in there. All right, that's enough of that. I'm just gonna chop up the rest like I did with the garlic, the ginger, and the shallot. Because I personally like the chunks, you know? Have a variety in your stir fry. That's really how it was created. It's just like a variety of leftovers in one dish. And most people like their carrots like extra soft and mushy, so we're gonna have a mix of both. Oh my god, my mother-in-law has like this chopper thing. Makes my life so much easier, but I don't have it with me right now, so doing things the old-fashioned way. All right, boom. Carrots mixed with the shallots and the ginger and the garlic in the pan with the oil. Let that have a little bit of fun. At this point, what you would do is add in your soy sauce. But like I said, I tried wine vinegar as a replace for that acidity. And I'm gonna chop up my lion's mane mushrooms because I want to give it time to soften up, and throw that in there. So the lion's mane mushroom, I like to leave it like in chunks, kind of like when you do like chicken. fried rice. Do they do chicken fried rice? Or like pork fried rice, you know? Like that kind of vibe. Yeah, just leave it like thick little pieces, like little nug pieces. And this is also from that same market, the Health Matters. Because I never in my life have seen lion's mane mushrooms in like Whole Foods or like Trader Joe's. Like they always have the basic like portobello or what's that other one? You know, the one, the white mushrooms. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna leave the nicer ones, that one to like just top it. And I'm gonna chop up the rest and throw it in there like so, because we love the flavor. Everything is all about the flavor, guys. Just remember that every time you cook, you wanna do it with the flavor. Boom, green onions in the pan, making its comeback. So the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of spring water because I don't have the soy sauce. So this is just gonna help with cooking the vegetables, making them softer. And I don't want to use too much oil, right? Because some people like their stuff very soft in their vegetable fried rice. I like the crunch though. I don't know about you guys. I love the crunch. So just putting the base stuff like a little softer. All right. Next step, we're gonna chop up our broccoli. Broccoli. I'm not putting a lot of broccoli. I'm just putting, you know, chunk of broccoli. So you guys can come back over this way. See, like they're gonna be little flowerets like that. So the way you do that is you kind of just flip it over and then just keep cutting until you have like little itty bitty pieces. Even like the ones that are like, you know, the big long stems, you just cut them in half, you know, cut them. If they're looking like this, you could cut this in half. It just makes more little teeny tiny pieces of broccoli. So that way you feel like it's spread throughout and you don't have just like big giant chunks of broccoli in your stir fry. Because some restaurants be doing that. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I like my little teeny tiny pieces. All right. So boom. We did that one. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was the maple syrup and the lime juice. So I kind of added the red wine vinegar, so I'll have to taste it and see if I should even add like the lemon or lime juice. Because it's already like an acidic taste, but we'll see. We're not there yet. So basically, when I went to Greece, and plus like just looking up like recipes, like people add like a little bit of sweetness to balance with like the salty tanginess, you know, and just have like a variety of flavors, and that's what makes it stir fry taste so good. And what I was saying about Greece, we went to this restaurant. It was a Thai place, and he came out with like a pad Thai dish, and then he also had like some sugar, like actual sugar on the side. He came out with like pieces of lime, some chili, because you know you could put it spicy, and like peanuts for like crunch. And he was saying like in Thailand it just helps to like balance all the flavors. So like that's how like a classic pad Thai is made. And I know this is stir fry, it's not pad Thai, but it like still like the balance of flavors is the point I'm trying to make. It's really important when you're making anything, really, you know. You don't want to just have like one overpowering flavor. You want to have a variety, and that's what will make it like really impressive to people. And they're like, oh my god, this tastes so good, because know how to mix it up, you know how to balance well. It all really depends on like what flavor you prefer, because you're the one eating, and if other people don't like it, that's their problem. They can make their own food in reality. So boom, right, we put our broccoli. Next up, I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. My carrots forgot the rest of my carrot. And I did want to use this pepper, but honestly, like, my pot is looking a little, she's looking a little full here with the veggies. And I don't have like an overbearing amount of quinoa. So I'm gonna just put some pink Himalayan salt. And now these like need to be put in like one of those things that crack it and make it like really small, but whatever. And I just put a little bit more water to help with evaporating the salt. Stir it up to give everything a little evenness, a little even coat, a little bit of love, a little bit of joy. Oh damn, I know you're probably looking at like my pants, sorry. All right, multitasking is not for me. All right, now at this point, you want to start, if you want to add any other extra vegetables. Also, if you're watching this as a recording, don't do what I did. Chop up all your vegetables first, and then it makes it so much easier to just throw everything in there, okay? Yeah, I think I'm gonna save the peppers and the onions for something else, just because I'm also gonna add the cabbage, and then, like, that's good enough. So I'm gonna put in my quinoa now. Oh shoot, I spilled some of it. You know, it's just part of life to spill things. Don't cry over spilt milk. It's a classic lesson to be learned. So I'm gonna just what's that called? Like separate the chunks, because it was cold. It was sitting in the fridge, waiting to be used, and I'm gonna just stir it up. And I'm gonna mix in my veggies really well. Make sure everything is nice and evenly incorporated. And I'm also going to see how things are tasting. See if I need to add some salt. I'm definitely going to add some sweetness because I used the vinegar instead of the soy sauce. So I need it to like rebalance. I don't want it too acidic on me. But it smells amazing, just FYI. Like, I want you guys to know that. I know we can't smell through the phone yet. One day we probably will, unfortunately. And we'll no longer be real people, but it smells really good. And I'm pretty sure if you're making this at home with me, yours is starting to smell really good. And at this point, you would add soy sauce again, right? And then you would taste it, see how you're liking it. And I'm also gonna add in my cabbage because I like my cabbage to stay like, you know, not too cooked. I like it to be crunchy personally. So I just throw it in there, separate it. You could also buy fresh cabbage. I just was being lazy and bought the cooked one. I know. And I mean, not cooked, cut, pre-cut, pre-shredded. You know, if you want to keep your nutrients in there, just buy it and cut it yourself. All right, so like I was saying, you would taste it at this point, see what kind of flavor you need. And what I'm gonna do, let me see. Yeah, definitely need soy sauce. And just put a little bit of love. That's the maple syrup on top. A little bit of sweetness. You saw that was probably like a teaspoon. Like, it really was not a lot, but that goes completely to your preference. If you're someone who like prefers the sweetness, you would put live. And if you like want to learn about cooking plant-based recipes and how to go the natural route when cooking, give me a follow, give me a subscribe, like this video, and join the WhatsApp chat because we're gonna be making some peanut butter in the next class. And you guys can vote on what we make, what time we make it, when we make it, and it comes out really freaking good. So have a good one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.